After Ninja Gaiden 4's Platinum, I had an itch to revisit where it all began. The legendary Ninja Gaiden Sigma. It was really hard. And you guys might not know, but I've already got the Platinum for Sigma, so why the hell am I doing it again? Come join me on this maddening journey whereby I share my opinions and frustrations along the way, especially one that everyone has had problems with. Stay tuned for that. So I plan to complete all 19 missions on Ninja Gaiden difficulty through one playthrough. But before that, there are two specific things I need to do. First, I need to obtain the Azure Dragon Helmet by defeating Alma in Chapter 9, and to unlock Master Ninja difficulty by defeating the Unstoppable Doku in Chapter 2. I'll describe that in more detail as I go, but let's start Chapter 1 in the meantime. To expedite things, I ran through Chapter 1 with ease and hard, somewhat avoided the trapdoor, killed bats and defeated Murai. Swiftly into Chapter 2, the Hayabusa village is under attack and we fight this horse guy. Deathmatch in the burning building and fight the Unstoppable Doku at the chapter's end. After finally defeating him, I get my flow back and unlock very hard, more on that in a second. I was now en route to Chapter 9. I also obtained my first Scarab in Chapter 3. And complete Chapter 5 as Rachel the Fiend Hunter. Now back to Ryu in Chapter 7. I obtained 10 Scarabs in the Monastery Caverns before defeating Alma in Chapter 9. I get the Azure Dragon Helmet, which greatly boosts damage at the expense of defense, but paired with other accessories, it makes many fight encounters a million times easier. I've now half of the things which I require for my Master Ninja run. So I started a new game, save with the recently unlocked very hard difficulty, and on my way to defeat Chapter 1's boss, Murai, again.
It is a shame.
I killed at least 100 enemies using Ryu's ultimate technique. Skipping ahead, I eventually defeated Chapter 2's Doku, whereby I unlock Master Ninja difficulty, and now I'm truly ready to start. On the Master Ninja difficulty, we're given the hardest enemies with the highest level of aggression and must achieve Master Ninja ranking throughout every mission too. So after Chapter 1 and defeating Ryu's Master Murai again, Chapter 2 is where I kill 1000 enemies with the Dragon Sword while taking out ninjas just before Doku. But it's also important to know that I must also kill Doku of a Master Ninja ranking. However, that problem, the one that everyone lamented about for decades, finally bit me in the arse. The fucking camera. I've given slight pushback before about it, but bloody Nora, did it click me into oblivion.
Let us handle this.
Well, not quite that oblivion, but that's an entirely different video.
No, go away. I'm not here.
You guys were right, hands down. The camera is kinda wank. Either way, chasing Doku and the Dark Dragon Blades to the Imperial City, Skies of Vengeance, or Chapter 3, is where we first run into our first Fiend challenge. Once I obtain the Twin Dragon Blades and equip the Azure Dragon Helmet, a single flying swallow, more or less, headshots enemies. After I make my way to the top to defeat Dynamo, he's quite easy with the Twin Dragon Blades. This leads nicely into infiltration of the Imperial City, where we battle the Gorian guards and encounter Rachel in all her leathery glory.
I'm Rachel, hunter and slayer of fiends.
Who plays Rachel, the Fiend Hunter, for all of Chapter 5, and I do her Fiend Challenge as soon as we start for maximum chance of obtaining Master Ninja ranking or Legendary Hunter. Playing as Rachel gives us a different angle of the story centered around Doku's misdeeds. However, we quickly return to Ryu and the City of Fiends for Chapter 6, where we depart the rooftops and fight these motorbike mofos. After we obtain the Windmill Shuriken and use a Team Ninja logo, which restores all my health and limbo, I then look at the map, stop by Murai's and use the Lily Key and lower the bridge to the Cathedral Ward. I kill several more enemies until more motorbikers appear, Dino Fiends, and then the monstrosity Hydrocubus, however you pronounce that fucking word. In defeating the boss, I'm ordained over 10 million in karma from achieving Master Ninja ranking on all previous chapters so far. Into the monastery, Chapter 7, I get blown up by bats and have my first encounter with the annoying feline enemies of this game. At this point, I maxed my dual katanas and enter the monastery into an enemy encounter, which led to fighting a Ryu clone. Beating him, I get some kunais, which opens certain areas of the map for further exploration later. I enter the monk's chamber, obtain the Book of Eons from the safe, and place it on the altar within the main hall. This allows me entry to the caverns. After getting chased by a rolling head, I descend deeper and use the windmill shuriken to vanquish bugs for my 100th enemy killed by projectiles. I fight zombies, not the 7 days to die variety.
Incoming enemy. Prepare for conflict.
Video in the description in case you're interested. Obtain a chalice and use it to awaken and defeat the boss, Bone Dragon. Alma the Greater Fiend is a chapter played by Rachel, which is fairly short. I start off from the monastery, cross the bridge and fight our first berserker. Backtrack all the way to the start of the map and tackle another fiend challenge, and then into the Great Bridge Square to fight some more spider ninjas and then Gamoth at the end. Back to Ryu, we return to the ritual room to do the fiend challenge, and then descend further into the hidden underground. The bridge collapses. I figure out some puzzles, and then Izuna drop my 100th enemy. After fighting another Hydrocubus, I get flooded and return to the surface via the monk's chamber and tackle another fiend challenge, and then to fight Alma the Greater Fiend. With the cathedral destroyed and Rachel captured by Doku, Tyron is under alert. I return for Rachel's weapon and fight my way through the Vigorian military. These guys are headaches. But eventually I obtain the Deliverer hidden behind a destroyable wall, and then return to the military gate, use the wonky arrow controls and defeat the Ultimator boss at the end of chapter 10. However, my rank was Greater Ninja, so time to restart and go again. This time around, I guillotine throw my 100th enemy on my way back to the military gate and, of course, achieve Master Ninja rank. Chapter 11, I personally hate the military supply base chapter, but it's not a long mission, so to speak. You basically pick up a key, destroy tons of drones, fight a tank, find another Team Ninja sign, fight a helicopter, destroy lights from the rooftops, and then flee the city via train. Well, somewhat I guess. This leads into the aqueducts, or chapter 12, whereby we descend into a labyrinth of a sewer system. Although we've experienced the crab fiends before, but laser ones are a problem. However, 2 explosive arrows usually does the trick. Moving on, we fight an electric worm and shortly after obtain our 30th scarab. We fight more electric worms after going deeper and return up to do our 6th fiend challenge. I ascend again to fight another Ryu clone and do the 7th fiend challenge in the Peristyle passage. I then go to fight Pazu and then move into the Path of Zarkon, chapter 13. We start off by the water side and we kill some big fish, get a water gun, get hit by spikes and fight a Mirelurk from Fallout. Also usually obtains 100% on HARBOUR in case you're interested. I swim down and appear into the hidden cavern like before, and pass down a long corridor to ride an elevator up to where we find Doku and captured Rachel. This time around, Doku's easy thanks to the UTs from the mobs. Swap back to Rachel where we go to the Hayabusa village to kill over 500 enemies. Do another fiend challenge for rankings and use the mysterious stones tablet to teleport to a secret realm where Ghost Doku exists, but we get intercepted and bodied by 2 bosses at once. The Caverns chapter 15 starts off with one of the most time consuming fiend challenges of killing 120 berserkers. I won't bore you with the details, but once done we move on and do another fiend challenge on the Grand Staircase. We encounter more ghost fishes, fight some trolls, and fight to Fraught to unlock the fire portion of this level. Then I do some more platforming, fight some more trolls, and 2 flame worms that unlock the last boss, Smalgan, in which defeating him completes chapter 15. Progressing on from the magma caverns into chapter 16, Fiendish Awakening, we ninja wall climb this narrow room and do another fiend challenge that gets me 1000 kills with the Delibero from bug squashing. We backtrack all the way from the sewers to the monastery and then to the city entrance whereby you is teleported back to the Hayabusa village via the mysterious tablet. I obtain the true Dragon Blade, return to the Imperial City to go through another portal to my last and final fiend challenge, the hardest one and quite the ninja massacre, am I right? Again, we return to the Hayabusa village and enter the portal there to this caged place. Fight another Ryu clone, go through another portal from the magma place, right to the place where Rachel was bodied, and we fight Awakened Dana. After I save Rachel and Ghost Doku escapes, this leads perfectly into chapter 17, Vengeful Spirit. I'll be frank with you guys, I hated this mission of the ghost fish and labyrinths, but to the point we basically have to fight Doku at its center. I fight him, bonk him on the head a few times and obtain Master Ninja ranking. Go into the core, a dying Doku curses Ryu blue, randomly like a smurf, and we enter the Imperial Palace. At some point I kill 100 enemies with the Ninpo Inazuma and obtain 99,999 essence. Fed up with fighting ghost fishes, I just use Fire Wheel for my 100th time. And once at the top, I find the last Team Ninja sign. And I almost forget the last scarab which I go back for, Silly Moon. Going through Marbus's gauntlet, I defeat Naiche, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Ishtara. Then the big boy himself, Marbus, I obtain the last idol to unlock the skeleton bridge to the final boss, Angel Wings, who transforms into a bag of bones. I actually can't even remember the names of these guys, apologies there. This leads into the last mission, the Dark Dragon Blade, in which the cave collapses and Rachel sits on my escape to find the big baddie at the top. And you guessed it, the Vigorian Emperor, aka Devil Incarnate Murai.
The Dark Dragon is mine.
He's no big deal, and once clobbered, it's game end. There's a really odd thing that happened here. The trophies didn't quite pop. It's almost like they couldn't be bothered to pop all 8 of them, so my Elgato only recorded 1 of them. However, as a resourceful dude, I did have a workaround thanks to my PS5 recording them on my other account, but bloody hell, that's a glitch and a half, wouldn't you say so? Let me know in the comments if anyone had something similar happen to them too. Either way, here's a quick run through of cleared Master Ninja, very hard, first clear, thanks for playing, the really long journey to Master Ninja, the long journey to Master Ninja, and the journey to Master Ninja. Talk about redundant names, mate. Alright, that's the story component of the video done. Now let's tackle the ninja trials. At this point of my recording, I was 44 hours in and I wasted no time in powering through. On Ninja Tutorial Phase 2, I obtained my 1000th kill with the dual katanas. I'm clearing Path of the Master Ninja playing as Rachel in Phase 5. Secrets of Shooting Phase 5, where I had to defeat Pazu. I cleared my 6th trial. As Rachel, I cleared 10 trials. And then naturally my 50th coin. And as Ryu, I finished 14 trials. Defeating Dynamo with an Unearthed Challenge Phase 3 awarded me 50 million karma. And defeating dual bosses Ishtaro and Naiche was the last trial I cleared, followed by Coin Collector. Annoyingly though, I had to grind weapon kills, so I did it while working towards the Coin Master Trophy, where I obtained Kitetsu Master for my 1000th kill. Vigorian Flail, Lunar Staff, Warhammer, Inferno Master, Ice Storm, Unlaboured Flawlessness, which was slightly trickier. But switching to Rachel and starting a new game on hero mode, I got to mission 8 and repeatedly done the Fiend challenge until I used sorcery 100 times. Shortly after, I had been the hero 100 times too. Kite Master was truly a grind, so I'll spare you the details. I achieved it on probably the hardest mission too, the Ishtaro one, which rewarded me Kite Master eventually, and the title Ultimate Ninja. Conclusively, I must say that this trophy in parts wasn't how I remembered it. The camera kind of was my mortal enemy throughout the game, but damn, does Ninja Gaiden Sigma hit hard. I'd say this is the best of the series has to offer. Ninja Gaiden Black 2 does play way better, but Ninja Gaiden Sigma has the best story and overall vibe. However, if you're in search of another vibe, check out this video next.